Ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages, it's Mild's Culture Plate. I am your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and it is Saturday, November 30th, 2024. One moment. I suck. I fucking suck. Yeah, I'm your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and it is November 30th, 2024, and you're tuned into Mild's Culture Plate. What the fuck? Sorry, I thought I was camera ready, but I wasn't quite. Let's get on with this. Let's do this. Okay, so here we are. Here we are. Folks, welcome. Get my dang water ready. Don't I see coming on early sucks for me. See, I make changes to the schedule thinking it will help me be more prepared for the show, and in fact, I'm way fucking less prepared. Way fucking less prepared. So, yeah, I don't actually have a whole lot. I have a few stories and I have a few bookmarks on X that we can get into, but I have no agenda whatsoever for the show. Um, I did want to get into a couple news stories, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the media narratives right now. Because that's what we do on this show. We talk about media narratives. So if anyone's out there, come on in, say hello in the chat. Say hello. Let me know you're out there. I'll give you a toast. I'll give you a shout out. I'll show your messages on the screen. Uh, assuming they're you know, relevant to the show and, you guys aren't necessarily talking to each other about your day or something. I tend to keep those off the screen if I can. But yeah, not quite sure. So, just a note of the show. Yeah, we stopped streaming on Wednesdays, and I'm actually thinking about taking yet another break for a while. Um, I just it the stress, the anxiety, the stress of preparation in trying to find topics for an interesting show. It takes a good 2 hours for each hour broadcast, and some days, like even with those 2 hours, like I don't find enough interesting things to talk about. And then other nights I could find 3 topics and just go on and on and on and wind up talking for 2 hours. So, it just kinda depends. It really kinda depends on you folks and how active you are in the chat. Uh, so far, haven't had many people active today, so not really sure if it's a schedule change or what's going on, but, welcome if anyone's out there. Former drummer for My Chemical Romance found dead. Okay. So we got that news apparently. We have Mitt Romney claiming he has an immense amount of disrespect for JD Vance. Let me see what I can find here. Do, 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 do. Oh, I love how DuckDuckGo just sucks as far as finding news because then it gives it its own. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's do this. Let's check out this story from the Washington Examiner. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says she'll be the first one to call ICE if a migrant breaks the law. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said at a retail theft-related press conference on Tuesday that she would be the first one to call ICE if a migrant or illegal immigrant breaks the law. That stance goes against some other governors who vowed to protect illegal immigrants in their states against Trump's mass deportation plans. The New York governor added that she supports finding asylum seekers work. That's separate from people who are criminals, she said. If someone breaks the law, I'll be the first one to call up ICE and say, get them out of here. While Hochul's stance isn't strikingly different from other Democrats, most have agreed that those who break the law significantly should face consequences. The majority have flat out refused to assist Trump's administration's federal immigration authority. Gavin Newsom called a special legislative session in California to resist Trump's conservative agenda. The freedoms we hold dear in California are under attack, and we won't sit idle, Newsom said in a statement. California has faced this challenge before, and we know how to respond. We are prepared to fight in the courts, and we will do everything necessary to ensure Californians have the support and resources they need to thrive. No one's off the table. Tom Homan, Trump's nominated border czar, said at the RNC in July, if you're in the country illegally, you better be looking over your shoulder. If Governor Hochul actually meant what she said, Laken Riley would still be alive today, Republican Mike Lawler said. The truth is she doesn't. She even helped usher in New York's sanctuary state status. This shameless effort to hide from her record won't be forgotten by New Yorkers. And yes, I mean, obviously, the first law that any illegal immigrant breaks is to become an illegal immigrant, right? So if she's saying, she'd be the first one to call ICE if an illegal immigrant breaks the law, they fucking already did. And, once somebody has broken that law, how easy is it for them to break others? It's kind of hard not to in some ways because you're not in the system. Democrats would be like, well, that's why we need to get them in the system. Uh-oh. Batman fell off the top of the tree and I don't know where he went. Huh. Weird. 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 Sorry. Look, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I'm in a mood today. We got this other story here from Alicia Wallace of CNN, and for some reason it's being reposted to ABC7 Eyewitness News. I found it on Twitter. Trump's proposed tariffs on Mexico could push up the price of Modelo, Corona, and tequila. Good. Good. Beer and tequila may be recession-proof, but they're certainly not tariff-proof. If President Trump follows through with his proposal, a 25% tariff on all items from Canada and Mexico, the result will be a stiff penalty on some of America's favorite libations, not to mention the number one beer brand in the nation, Modelo. Why is it the number one beer brand in the nation? Why is Modelo the number one beer in the country? Let's go look at this from CNN. Okay, so this is from June 14th, 2023. They're blaming transgender influence in Bud Light because that was the story at the time. But why Modelo? Could it have anything to do with that last news story? Uh, Constellation Brands, which imports Modelo and Corona beer, as well as Casa Noble tequila from Mexico, could see its costs leap 16% under Trump's proposed tariff and would likely have to raise prices about 4.5%. Chris Carey, a Wells Fargo equity analyst, wrote in a note issued Tuesday. Oh no. Oh no. Your $2 beer could be $2.10. Oh no. Folks, I'm not reading the rest of this shit. This is the same shit. This is doom and gloom about everything Trump wants to do, and it's a fucking 10-cent tax on beer and tequila. Oh my lord. This is really what we're trying to get people riled up about in this country. We've got missiles. US armed missiles being shot at Russia. And we're worried about an extra 20 cents on your 6-pack of beer. Look, I again, I don't know. I don't know where these people fucking get off calling themselves news. Speaking of tariffs, we've got this from Donald J. Trump on Truth Social. The idea that BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over. We require a commitment from these countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency to replace the mighty US dollar, or they will face 100% tariffs and should expect to say goodbye to selling to the wonderful US economy. They can go find another sucker. There's no chance that the BRICS will replace the US dollar in international trade, and any country that tries should wave goodbye to America. I think that's a little heavy-handed on the economic protections. I'm a nationalist. I like these kind of moves, but I think it's only a matter of time before a large portion of the world has bought into the BRICS economy. Because here's the thing, if the US and look, this is part of Trump's genius, right? Because this is what it all hinges on, right? The US is one of the biggest exporters of oil. And in order to institute a lot of these tariffs, other countries may want to institute tariffs on US oil, but they need oil. They need energy. Energy costs worldwide are going up. So if these BRICS nations, a lot of them are oil producing countries, if they go to a petro BRICS dollar, right, we could be fucked as far as international trade goes. But I'm kind of okay with that. I did want to take a second, and if anyone out there is experiencing extreme weather in their area, I heard New York's declaring a state of emergency. Uh, and there are other areas that are facing some extreme weather right now. Please stay safe. My thoughts and prayers are with you. 20 minutes into the show, still nobody in the chat. Come on in, say hello, folks. Let's see, what else do we have in world news? Let's save that for a little bit later in the show. You know what? Let's do that. Let's go back to that. Let's show this. So Donald Trump had dinner with Justin Trudeau. And Justin Trudeau posted this on Twitter, on X. Thanks for the dinner last night, President Trump. I look forward to the work we can do together again. Dear God. And well, okay, I guess I got to go to Fox News maybe. Just behind a paywall. I clicked two other sources. I hate always using Fox and New York Post, but I keep getting hit with paywalls on everywhere else I click. Okay, so Trump boasts a very productive meeting with Canadian PM at Mar-a-Lago. Trudeau made a hastily arranged visit to Mar-a-Lago days after Trump threatened Canada with tariffs. President-elect Trump said he had a very productive meeting with Trudeau at his Mar-a-Lago club on Friday. Trudeau jetted into Mar-a-Lago unannounced, just days after Trump threatened to impose sweeping tariffs on Canadian products. 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico over failures by both nations to curb the flow of illegal immigrants and illicit drugs into the U.S. We discussed many important topics that will require both countries to work together to address, like fentanyl and the drug crisis that has decimated so many lives as a result of illegal immigration, fair trade deals that do not jeopardize American workers, and the massive trade deficit the U.S. has with Canada, Trump wrote on Truth Social. I made it very clear the United States will no longer sit idly by as our citizens become victims to the scourge of this drug epidemic caused mainly by drug cartels and fentanyl pouring in from China. Too much death and hardship. Trump wrote that Trudeau, who's been serving as... Okay. Trudeau made a commitment to work with the U.S. to, quote, end this terrible devastation of U.S. families. Customs agents seized 43 pounds of fentanyl at the Canadian border last fiscal year, compared with 21,100 pounds at the Mexican border. On immigration, Border Patrol made 56,530 arrests at the Mexican border in October alone, and 23,721 arrests at the Canadian border between October 2023 and September 2024. Canadian officials say they are ready to make new investments in border security. Trump also said they spoke about many other important topics, including energy, trade, and the Arctic, although he did not go into further detail. All are vital issues that I will be addressing in my first days back in office and before Trump concluded, without saying whether tariffs were still on or off the table. Okay, so I want to point out something that Fox did right here and that other people are doing when they're talking about this. They're comparing the US Mexican border with the US Canada border here, and the size of the problem we have at the southern border versus the minor problem we have at the northern border, in an attempt to say, well, why are you talking to Canada about this? Canada's not even that big of a problem. Like, well, you have to understand, like, world leaders talk. And right now, Mexico is becoming a problem child. You have the new president of Mexico talking tough about Donald Trump, saying she's not going to cooperate. So this conversation that Trump's having with our northern neighbors about how bad our southern neighbors are, They're just like your wife talking to the wife down the street about what a shitty neighbor the third neighbor is, and what can we do about it as a nemesis in the neighborhood. Oh, yeah, here we go. All are vital issues that I'll be addressing on my first days back in office and before Trump concluded, without saying whether tariffs are still on or off the table. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, after speaking with Trump on the telephone, said Thursday that she was confident a tariff war with Washington could be averted. Senator elect David McCormick of Pennsylvania posted a picture to X late Friday showing him at Mar a Lago dinner table along with Trump, Trudeau, Cantor Fitzgerald, CEO Howard Lutnick, among many others. The Ritzy Club's been a hive of activity since Trump's historic win over Harris earlier this month as the 45th president, 47th president, coordinates his transition back into the Oval Office. As he was leaving his West Palm Beach hotel, Trudeau stopped briefly to answer a reporter's question, saying it had been an excellent conversation. An official who was not authorized to discuss the matter publicly spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity, said it had been a positive, wide-ranging dinner that lasted 3 hours. Other topics included defense, Ukraine, NATO, China, the Middle East, and pipelines, as well as the Group of Seven meeting in Canada next year. So there you go. There you go, Trump getting it done. Trump selects Charles Kushner as ambassador to France. Allegedly, a bunch of Democrats got bomb threats. Look at this. I want to bring this up here. This is Google News feed here. We got The Guardian doing yet another hit piece on Elon Musk. Musk could use the Department of Government Efficiency for self-enrichment. Yeah, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? As long as the government makes more money. Right? As long as we spend less on stupid bullshit. As long as we fire the right people. Okay, let me go ahead and get into the main story, the title story, because there are not one but two articles about masculinity circulating on the AP right now. They felt they needed to do not one but two hit pieces on you, gentlemen. So here we go. Emboldened manosphere accelerates threats and demeaning language toward women after U.S. election. Here we go. We hate women, right? Right? The manosphere just hates women. So we threaten and demean them. Oh, by Christine Fernando, obviously. Okay, so yeah, when a woman's posting this. A woman is speaking, gentlemen. A woman is speaking. In the Chicago. So this is from Chicago. In the days after the presidential election, Sadie Perez began carrying pepper spray with her around campus. Her mom also ordered her and her sister a self-defense kit that included keychain spikes, a hidden knife key, and a personal alarm. It's a response to an emboldened fringe of right-wing manosphere influencers who have seized on Trump's presidential win to justify and amplify. Oh, and look, they had to add Republican Donald Trump's presidential win. Yeah, because no, it's not. There are no Democrats that are in the manosphere that might use this as an example to be mean to women. It's only Republicans. Many have appropriated a 1960s abortion rights rallying cry declaring your body my choice at women online and in college campuses. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. We're truly fucking living in the dumbest timeline ever. We are truly living in the dumbest timeline ever. I gotta find this now. We've had too many mentions of this shit. Okay, here we go.
Oh, God. The condom broke.
Oh, I plan B in the bathroom.
Great.
So,
Get that now.
Democrats aired this campaign
Sorry.
ad.
You can't use that.
Who are you?
I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we ban Plan B.
No, you can't. You can't do this. I can't have a kid right now.
I won the last election, so it's my decision. Now let's get back in there so we can give her the news, Daddy.
Okay. So, stop sharing. So, Democrats aired these ads. Here's another one. Democrats aired these fucking ads.
Oh! Sorry, you can't do that.
What the hell, man? How'd you get in here?
I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we're banning porn nationwide.
You can't tell me what to do. Get out of my bedroom, you creep.
I won the last election, so it's my decision. I'm just gonna watch and make sure you don't finish illegally.
So Democrats aired these fucking ads. And then Trump wins the election. Women take to the internet saying they're so scared and blah, blah, blah. And as a fucking joke, Nick Fuentes says, "Nuh-uh, your body, our choice now." And now it's like there's no fucking, like, you started it with this parody of a Republican in your bedroom. And then Nick Fuentes parodies the parody. And now idiot fucking journalists. But many have appropriated a 1960s abortion rights rallying cry declaring your body my choice at women online and in college campuses. You've lost the plot, lady. Christine Fernando, don't harass this person, please. For many women, the words represent a worrying harbinger of what might lie ahead, as some men perceive the election results as a rebuke of reproductive rights and women's rights. Quote, The fact that I feel like I have to carry around pepper spray like this is sad, says Perez, a 19-year-old political science student in Wisconsin. You need to look up what political satire is, you stupid fucking idiot, before you go back to political science class. Women want and deserve to feel safe. Isabel Francis Wright, Director of Technology and Society at the Institute for Strategic Dialogue, a think tank focusing on polarization and extremism. Institute for Strategic Dialogue, a think tank focusing on polarization and extremism. I feel dumber just saying those words. Like, how the fuck am I so poor having a normal job and have fucking no viewers on this fucking thing when I can see through the fucking simplest bullshit, and we have these people who fucking go to college and get fucking degrees and become directors in think tanks where they do nothing but sit and fucking talk about this shit like it's fucking serious. Second Line 86 in the chat over on Rumble says, howdas. Howdy, howdy. Good seeing you, man. Said she had seen an uptick in the number of types of misogynistic rhetoric immediately after the election, including extremely violent misogyny. Now, I'm going to take this moment to remind you that these are the same people who have been trying to convince you for 15, 20 years that words are literal violence. So when she says violent misogyny, what? Give me an example. Let's see. Let's see if they give us an example. Let's skip the ads here. Oh, I think many progressive women have been shocked about how quickly and aggressively this rhetoric has gained traction. And of course, yeah, nope. No example yet. The phrase "your body, my choice" has been largely attributed to a post on the social platform X from Nick Fuentes, a Holocaust-denying white nationalist, a far-right internet personality who died at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, every time you mention Fuentes, you have to say he met with Trump. You have to say he's a Holocaust denier, white nationalist, far-right, blah, blah. You have to say these things every time you mention Nick Fuentes' name, because you have to make sure that he's tied to Trump and everything you don't like. Mary Ruth Ziegler, a law professor at the University of California Davis School of Law, said the phrase transforms the iconic abortion rights slogan into an attack on women's right to autonomy and a personal threat. It's fucking parody, you dumbass. It's parody that the Progress Action Fund started about Republicans. The implication is that women should have control over or access to sex with women. Yes. You started it with this guy. Bill Dozer 74 over on Rumble. What's up, y'all? Don't forget to like, share, follow, and comment. Cheers and welcome, my friend. Oh. Yes, please do all those things and check out Bill Dozer's channel. He's a good dude. Yeah. Saying 86. So do women have the right to threaten people and control sex? Like these people, they're in think tanks, in school of law, law professors and think tank. See, this is why you don't hate journalists enough, because they essentially they make friends with these people who sit in fucking classrooms and think tank boardrooms and make money doing absolutely fucking nothing for society but being mad at men. You know what? I'm going to stop right there. And again, do not harass any of these people. But I want to see what these people look like. Okay, so here's this Mary Ruth Ziegler. Pleasant individual, pleasant human being. Let's see, who is the other lady? Isabel Francis Wright, Director of Technology and Society, the Institute for Strategic Dialogue. Let's see if we can find a picture of this lady. Yeah. Fucking white women. Privileged fucking white women. Want to tell you how dangerous it is to be a woman in a country that has people like Nick Fuentes. All right. Okay, so Fuentes' post had 35 million views within 24 hours. Women on TikTok have reported. See, this is all old news. This has happened. See, this article was put out today. When was Fuentes's? Yeah, November 5th. November 5th. Fuentes's tweet was November 5th. It's now November 30th. And we're still having the AP put this shit out. You don't hate journalists enough. Women on TikTok have reported seeing it inundate their comment sections. The slogan also made its way offline, with boys chanting it in middle schools or men directing it at women on college campuses, according to the Institute for Strategic Dialogue report and social media reports. One mother said her daughter heard the phrase on college campus 3 times. Oh my God, someone heard words. School districts in Wisconsin and Minnesota have sent notices about the language. T-shirts with the phrase were pulled off Amazon. Perez said she's seen men respond to shared Snapchat stories for their college class with "Your body, my choice." It makes me feel disgusted and infringed upon, she said. It feels like going backwards. What the fuck? Misogynist attacks have been part of the social media landscape for years, but Francis Wright and others who track online extremism and disinformation said language glorifying violence against women or celebrating the possibility of their rights being stripped away has spiked since the election. Online declarations for women to get back in the kitchen or repeal the 19th have spread rapidly. In the days surrounding the election, the extremism think tank found that the top 10 posts on X calling for the repeal of the 19th received more than 4 million views. Oh my God, people saw words on the internet. A man holding a sign with the words "Women are property" sparked an outcry at Texas State University. The man was not a student, faculty, or staff and was escorted off campus, according to the university's president. The university is exploring legal responses, he said. Anonymous rape threats have been left on TikTok videos of women denouncing election results. And on the far-flung reaches of the web, 4chan. We got 4chan in the chat. have called for rape squads and the adoption of the policies of The Handmaid's Tale. Clearly not humorous at all, folks. Clearly not an attempt at dark humor. What was scary here is how quickly this also manifested into offline threats. Now you have my attention. Francis Wright said, emphasizing that online discourse can have real-world impacts. Okay. Previous violent rhetoric on 4chan has been blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. Numerous violent misogynistic trends gaining traction on right-wing platforms such as 4chan and spreading to more mainstream ones such as X since the election, says the Global Project Against Hate and Extremism. Yet another fucking think tank. Again, all these people so far. And let me go to their report. Okay, so hang on. Let's go to their report. Does it give an author? I want to see an author's name. No author's name. Oh, no, just, obviously. Yeah, see, look. Go make me a sandwich. Yeah. Who cares? These are jokes. Jokes, folks. We're treating jokes like it's war. Throughout the presidential race, Trump's campaign leaned on conservative podcasts, tailored its messaging towards disaffected young men. Yep. As Trump took the stage at the RNC, the song It's a Man's World by James Brown. Oh, it's awesome. With Trump's victory, many of these men felt like they were heard, they were victorious. Okay, I'm still not seeing violence. She and her sister have been leaning on each other, their mother, and other women in their lives to feel safer amid the online vitriol. They text each other to make sure they got home safely. They have girls' nights to celebrate wins, including a female majority in student government. And that's the end of the article. Oh my God. I want to encourage my friends and the women in my life to use their voices to call out this rhetoric and not let fear take over. This is how the article ends. This is how the article ends, folks. They couldn't even find a Jussie Smollett among these women. They couldn't find a, this is MAGA country, your body, my choice. They couldn't even find a Jussie Smollett to write this article about. In these circles of terrified women, they couldn't find one to even lie and say they've been attacked by Trump supporting misogynistic men. Threats and demeaning language. We're right. Almost a month after the election, almost a month after Fuentes' tweet, we're doomed. We're fucking doomed. And of course, if putting one article like that today wasn't enough, there is yet a second article from the AP today. Young men swung to the right for Trump after a campaign dominated by masculine appeals. And again, Washington AP, for years, and this is Matt Brown here, Pat Verhage didn't think highly of Donald Trump as a leader. Then Verhage began seeing more of Trump's speeches online and his appearances at sports events. I regret saying this, but a while ago, I thought he was an idiot and he wouldn't be a good president, said the 18-year-old first-time voter. I think he's a great guy now. Verhage isn't alone among his friends in suburban Detroit or young men across America, although much of the electorate has shifted right to varying degrees in 2024. Young men were one of the groups that swung sharply toward Trump. This is what's great about these articles from the AP is because you say that like it's a bad thing. More than half of men under 30 supported Trump, according to AP Votecast. Joe Biden had won a similar share of this group 4 years earlier. White men under 30 were solidly in Trump's camp this year. About 6 in 10 voted for Trump, while young Latino men were split between the two candidates. Most black men under 30 supported Kamala Harris. 1/3 were behind Trump. Young Latino men's views of the Democratic Party were much more negative than in 2020. Okay, I don't care about the numbers here. Young Hispanic men and really young men in general, they want to feel valued, said Rafael Struve, Deputy Communications Director for Bienvenido, a conservative group focused on reaching young Hispanic voters for Republicans this year. They're looking for someone who fights for them, who sees their potential and not just their struggles. Struve cited the attempted assassination of Trump during the July rally in Pennsylvania as one of the catalyzing moments for Trump's image among young men. Trump, Struve said, was also able to reach young men more effectively by focusing on non-traditional platforms like podcasts and digital media. Not only did Trump spend 3 hours on Joe Rogan's chart-topping podcast, but he took up DeChambeau's Break 50 challenge for the golfers' more than 1.6 million YouTube subscribers. It wasn't just Trump. The share of young men who identified as Republicans in 2024 rose as well, mostly aligning with support for Trump across all three groups. What is most alarming to me is that the election is clear that America has shifted right by a lot, said William Hay, founder of Dream for America, a liberal group that works to turn out young voters and supported Harris. With his bombastic demeanor and a policy agenda centered on a more macho understanding of culture, Trump framed most of his campaign as a pitch to men who felt scorned by the country's economy, culture, and political system. Young women also slightly swung toward the former president, though not to the degree of their male counterparts. It's unclear how many men simply did not vote this year, but there's no doubt the last 4 years brought changes in youth culture and how political campaigns set out to reach younger voters. I mean, this is... Kamala Harris' campaign rolled out policy agendas tailored to Black and Latino men, and the campaign tailored to preach to Black and Latino men, maybe. It wasn't tailored to anything they like. You were preaching at them. And the campaign enlisted a range of leaders in Black and Hispanic communities to make the case for the vice president. Her campaign began with a flurry of enthusiasm, epitomized in memes and the campaign's embrace of pop culture trends, like the pop star Charlie XCX's brat aesthetic. Democrats hope to channel that energy into youth voter mobilization efforts. Well, yeah, the problem is it came off as, hello, fellow youngsters. I think most young voters just didn't hear the message, said Santiago Mayer, director of Voters of Tomorrow, a liberal group that engages younger voters. Again, you don't hate journalists enough. Here we have yet another journalist with nothing fucking better to do than call their friends at all these fucking get out the vote groups, making money doing absolutely nothing but trying to get out voters for Democrats. And saying, hey, so what do you think about young men? What do you think about young men voting for Trump? Can I get a quote? You mind if I quote you in the AP? Yeah, I'm writing an article. Why? Why do these articles need written? I mean, quite literally, we've had the media asking all these fucking questions. And yet, like, the answer is obvious. It's fucking 25 days since the election. I don't know why they all voted Trump. I mean, they just all voted Trump. Is it because they see Trump as a tough, manly man? Maybe they see Trump as a tough, manly man. Trump also embraced pop culture by appearing at UFC fights, football games, and comedians, music stars, social media influencers. His strategists believe that the former president's ability to grab attention, make his remarks go viral, did more for the campaign than paid advertisements or traditional media appearances. Trump's campaign also heavily cultivated networks of online conservative platforms and personalities supportive of him, while also engaging in a broader universe of podcasts, streaming sites, digital media channels, and meme pages open to hearing him. The right has been widely successful in infiltrating youth political culture online and on campus the last couple of years, thus radicalizing young people toward extremism. You did it. You did it, said he who cited conservative activist groups like Turning Point as having an outsized impact in online discourse. And Democrats have been running campaigns in a very old-fashioned way. The battleground these days is cultural and increasingly on the internet. Republicans may lose broad support if they don't deliver on improving Americans' lives, Strove cautioned. Young men especially may drift from the party in a post-Trump era if the party loses the president-elect's authenticity and bravado. Well, that's going to happen. I mean, J.D. Vance is there. But even then, man. Bienvenido for one group will double down in the coming years to solidify and accelerate the voting pattern shifts seen this year, Struve said. We don't want this to be a one and done thing, he said. Sanglane 86 said they just disowned Obama. Yeah. I mean, what do you do when this is the conversation still happening? I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's only been 25 days, right? So the first article, the first article from Christine Fernando. Yeah. I on the one hand, I'm outraged that they went to a 25-day-old tweet here from Nick Fuentes to fearmonger about. But yet, at the same time, I'm actually fucking surprised that like they didn't bring up Gamergate. Wait, maybe they did. I skipped over that part. No, yeah. See, they're talking about 4chan connecting to a racially motivated anti-Semitic attacks, including a 2022 shooting by a white supremacist in Buffalo that killed 10 people. Anti-Asian hate also rose as politicians, including. Wait, they just kind of glossed over the Buffalo shooting and jumped right into people also don't like Asians. Like, oh my god. So yeah, no, I'm surprised they didn't mention Gamergate. I really am. I thought for sure we were going to get a Gamergate mention there. I mean, it takes a special amount of journalism, and I say that in a bad way, right? Journalism is like a disease. You know, this is exactly why when Elon Musk comes out and says we are the media now, they don't fucking get it. This is war to them. And this is how they fight us. By continuing to shoot themselves in the foot. They don't get it. They don't get it. Or they get it and the only fucking option they have is to triple and quadruple down. Like all of the people in the previous two articles should be fired. You didn't get out the vote. And the women doing this online hate speech research, you don't fucking get it. You don't understand satire. Satire that once again, the Democrats started. You started the satire. And when conservatives, and I use that term lightly when I describe Nick Fuentes, double down on your parody as a fucking joke, you take it seriously. I mean, there's some things I just didn't want to get into, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to fucking have to. Let me go back. Where is it? So, you got to understand the hate speech thing. It's a multi-pronged attack, right? It's the same shit they've been doing since 2014, and they do a multi-pronged attack. It's race, it's gender, it's the Jew stuff, it's disabilities, it's homophobia, transphobia. Although they're backing off on the transphobia and homophobia stuff because they realize they're losing that argument. They don't, and I think they realize they're losing all the other arguments as well. But they're kind of doubling down. And so their latest attempt to double down on all of these narratives, of course, is this new movie, Wicked. And, you know, I try to leave some of the more movie and TV stuff to some of the other guys on the internet. I tend to not cover it often. But, you know, when there's a narrative, when there's a media narrative that gets into the zeitgeist of our country, I think it's important. I think it's important. So we're going to be talking about we're going to be talking a little bit about Wicked here. I have not seen the movie. But you know, this is kind of like all the narrative about the opposite of the narrative about the Joker movie, and all the narratives about all the actresses in the new Star Wars, the Disney Star Wars era. I want to see receipts. I want to see receipts for some of these news articles. But anyway, so we had this situation here. Let's bring this up. Let's watch this video. So I'm sure you're familiar. There's already been a few controversies before this week, and now the movie has come out. There was the controversy where this actress here, someone had redone the movie poster to make her appear more like the animated art style of the musical poster. And she was outraged that someone would erase her eyes. Like, these are my eyes and they're important to me as a black woman and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, there was all this racial connotation, like, oh, it's just a bunch of racists that would want to do that to me. It wasn't racists. It was literally fans of the franchise that you chose to star in. And there have been video after video that now is just showing that this whole fucking movie campaign is just an attempt to generate the online hate that then they will have to fight later. Like, we have to fight the online hate. Look at this video.
My girlfriend, she took her 2 little girls last night, 5 and 7 years old, and I've written down what they said. At the end of it, they said, you have to be good and you have to be kind to everybody.
Whoa.
And she is a good witch.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful. She is a good witch. If kids can feel that, then yeah. That's the point. Yeah.
And they shipped us. Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
Look up that way. There you go.
Thank you.
My girlfriend, she took her 2 little girls last night.
What the fuck did I just watch? Again, look, if your intention is to connect with children, sure. But you're being fucking cringe. You're being fucking cringe. And the idea that you would tear up at an interview. So emotional. So emotional. Can't. Oh, look. Oh, we had, okay. Check this out. Wicked brings out okay, so we got a couple articles from the New York Post here. Let's check this out. I fucking called it. I fucking called it. This whole Wicked movie is a fucking psyop. Johnny Oleski from the New York Post in their movies section published today, Wicked brings out the worst behavior in selfish fans. They're defying gravity and testing my patience. The new movie Wicked, based on the Broadway show, is doing big business at the box office. Starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, blah, blah, grossed over $100 million, adding to its already $144 million take. And I thought that it was just okay, but please keep yelling at me about that. But Hollywood needs strong performers after a rough year, and getting back audiences who've given the cinema to old heave-ho is a win for the industry. Except when they sing or whip out their phones to fill the screen or behave like spoiled mannerless brats. Oh, okay. So wait, he's talking about people who enjoy the movie? Okay, yeah, fuck this guy. I thought this was going to be a hit piece, but no, he's talking about actual fans who want to make the movie seeing experience about themselves. Oh my God. So yeah, this was yet another controversy around the Wicked movie, is that people were asking people not to sing along, not to be loud, not to whip out their phones, and they're doing it anyway. And this guy has a problem with that. Maybe don't make a fucking musical then. Don't make a movie out of a fucking musical. Okay, so yeah, I thought that was going to be another thing like the next article from the New York Post. Wicked fans troll the movie's disabled actress before she hits back, quote, low-hanging fruit. Marissa Bode, who's been using a wheelchair since her involvement in a car crash at the age of 11, plays protagonist Elphaba's sister Nessa Rose in the big screen adaptation. Marissa Bode is bit back after being subjected to nasty jokes about her disability. The 24-year-old who's been confined to a wheelchair since... Okay, you just said that. Nessa Rose, who also uses a wheelchair in the film, has been poorly received by viewers who have accused the character of being a bad sister. In a 5-minute TikTok video shared on Friday, Bode explained that it was fine for audiences to dislike the character, admitting that she is, quote, complex. However, she criticized fans for highlighting her disability and poking fun at it. Okay. Do we have... Okay, so I'm going to have to go on TikTok. Is there an example? I got to see an example here. What do we got?
Hey, It's basically been a week since Wicked came out. Exciting. I've loved seeing people's reactions. All the love for the movie. I'm a fan, obviously.
But
I get scatterbrained, and if I don't have my thoughts on a paper, because she is fictional, that's totally fine. Number two, I am a deeply unserious person. I love a little jokey joke. The house jokes, silly, goofy, harmless, because the basis of the joke is fictional. Jokes about Nessa's actions or personality, silly, goofy, because she herself is fictional. That being said, and if you are looking for the comments in my comment section, I've attempted anyways to delete most of them. Aggressive comments and jokes about Nessa's disability itself is deeply uncomfortable because disability is not fictional.
oh my
At the end
god.
of the day, me, Marissa,
Oh
is the
no.
person that is still disabled and in a wheelchair. And so it is simply a low-hanging fruit that too many
Yeah,
of you are
okay,
comfortable
but
taking.
what are they
Before
fucking
even being
saying?
cast in Wicked, I had received comments just as me, as Marissa, not Nessa, around the words of stand up for yourself. I guess you can't stand him, etc. These comments aren't original. And when these jokes are being made by non-disabled strangers
It's the
with a
internet.
punchline of not being able to walk, it very much
Look,
feels like
yes,
laughing
it's
at
bad.
rather
It's
than
bad.
laughing with.
Yes,
And the most, I'm
legitimately.
literally shaking a little bit. The most
Literally
frustrating part
shaking.
about all of this is how scared I am to even post / talk about this, which is also the bigger reason as to why I'm making this video in the first place.
Okay, look. I agree with her. I fucking agree with her. The internet is a horrible, twisted place. They will get the low-hanging fruit and poke it, poke it, poke it. And now what you have just done and what the New York Post is contributing to by posting articles like this. Look, don't make fun of people's disabilities, folks. I don't like it. It's fucking evil. It's horrendous. But the internet's gonna fucking do it anyway. And they're gonna double down once they see you have a fucking problem with it. Yeah, Sangland 86. This is why Gibson had to go to Scotland to find amputates to act in Braveheart. But the internet's gonna be the internet, and lady, if internet comments bother you this much, this fucking much, you don't have what it takes to be a Hollywood actress. Sorry.
This goes so far beyond me, Marissa, just needing to ignore comments on the internet.
Okay.
These comments do not exist in a vacuum.
Oh, okay.
Aggressive comments of wanting to cause harm and push Nessa out of her wheelchair or that she deserves her disability are two very gross and harmful comments that real disabled people, including myself, have heard before.
Okay.
I am scared also because I have seen firsthand what has happened to my disabled peers who are outspoken online when it comes to calling out ableism and why jokes
Oh,
of
then maybe
standing
they
and
shouldn't be
being
doing
a
such things on the
vegetable, which
internet.
is a derogatory term, by the way, for disabled people, and a comment that I saw
Wait,
about
what was
Nessa,
that?
which is a
What?
derogatory online when it comes to calling out ableism and why jokes of standing and being a vegetable, which is a derogatory term, by the way, for disabled people, and a comment that I saw about Nessa. These disabled creators' comments are flooded with ableist comments.
Yes.
When speaking on ableism, they're told to just take a joke and that they're asking for too much
You are.
and
Yes.
to stop complaining,
Yes.
to the point where some of my disabled peers, these disabled creators, have needed to take a break online for their own mental well-being.
Yes.
To
Yes.
state the obvious,
Take a
that's
fucking break.
not good. To wrap this up,
No, it's
because
great.
this is
It's
been a long
not
one.
good. It's fucking great.
Rather than dismissing one another
People
and
who
claiming
cannot
an
handle
experience can't be true because you personally don't feel that way about a joke that wouldn't have affected your demographic anyways. Listen to the people or to the person that it is affecting and how it makes them feel. Thankfully, I'm at a place in my life today where I can
Oh my God. Okay. I can't with this woman. Look, let's face it. I just covered 2 news articles about why men vote the way they do, right? And why men say mean things on the internet. That have nothing to do with men being men. And those articles even admitted that women are leaning more right wing and more misogynistic. But yet, it's a problem with conservative men. This idea that, you know, low hanging fruit doesn't exist all the way around, right? It's an interesting narrative. And look, I feel for her. Joe, calling people vegetables is just not cool. That's why I don't go around using the N word on this show. I probably could if I wanted to, but I wouldn't. It's ridiculous. It's too elementary. It's too one dimensional. It's why I wouldn't say I wouldn't call a woman necessarily a hoe on this show unless she was literally being a hoe. You know, I might laugh at like a shut up bitch joke or the Trump shut up silly woman thing. But again, going to the first dimension and joking about it. Hey, Bill Dozer sent me Colin Rugg claiming that Cash Patel. Okay, I guess there's been a post on True Social. Cash Patel's going to be in the FBI. Going to be heading up the FBI. All right, cool. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Bill Dozer, if you're still out there. You know, there's a lot of things I could say on this broadcast if I wanted to be fucking edgy humor, ha ha ha. I'm a white dude and I can talk down to anybody. No. There's funnier fucking ways to do things like that. Like earlier, the Modelo thing. Like, oh, you want us to oppose a 20-cent tax on our beer, on our Mexican beer. Like, no, we can just fucking make beer here. We can make beer here that's not gay Bud Light and not Modelo. The people responsible for the giant increase in Modelo were the Bud Light drinkers and the illegal migrants that have been pouring across our border. And you're going to make, again, CNN's going to act like it's such a big deal. All right. What else do we have on the Google News wire here? I will be getting into a little bit of the Trump Ukraine stuff. 12-year-old arrested after driving grandfather's stolen car 161 miles across Washington. Man, lots of places covered in snow today. Single 86 says, yeah, learn to laugh at yourself like an adult. Yeah. Fetterman says Democrats lost male voters by being insulting and condescending. Yes. And yet now we are seeing not just the doubling down, but the triple and quadrupling down of the insulting. Which is why, like I said, you have this actress. You have the one actress claiming that for one, saying that it's racist to cover up her eyes in a movie poster. And now you have this actress saying, well, yeah, I'm getting a lot of hate online. And look, I agree with her. It's bad. But this talking down to your audience. I mean, it's obviously not your audience, right? These people aren't the audience she's trying to win over. But maybe she could win them over. There are stand-up comedians who have learned a little bit of we call it self-deprecating humor. And this is part of the problem with this political divide is we're told that no such thing can exist. Like you can't find humor in the horrific things in our society. You have to be super, super fucking serious about everything. Oh, I guess here's a good topic we could talk about. Oh my God. So there we go. I got a kind of an idea for how this conversation is going to go for a while. Finding humor in the horrific things about society is how we cope. And, leftists are the first to call frustrated dudes, these frustrated, you're just incels, right? That's a cope. That's a coping technique. You're just incels. You're just haters. Richard Pryor with the lighter springs to mind, says Sangland 86. Yeah. It's like all the 9/11 jokes. Like right after 9/11, a lot of things got censored. They took the Twin Towers out of the Spider-Man movie. People have gotten super serious, and the left have just completely lost their sense of humor. It's just like Fetterman said. And again, when I talk about it being women and gays and minorities and other LGBTQ and understand that's just because the left have gotten super fucking serious about all of these things and have taken on the identity of identity. And so just like the last person we saw, this actress Marissa Bode has kind of taken on this persona as, the disabled is not fictional, and that this is her identity that she is displaying to the world. The left as a whole, around 2010, 2012, has decided, don't get me wrong, they were doing it far before that, but they decided like the identity of not just the party, but each individual member of the party, the entire left-wing movement, the identity of the left-wing movement would be centered around identity. As such, there can be nothing humorous ever about identity. And yet they will. They'll sit and they'll bash you for being white, male, Christian, heterosexual. Any of those things. Or rich even, but that's not so much an identity, but they'll use it as an identifier. If you're white, you're straight, you're Christian, you're male, any one of those things. You could be a black male, but you're still a male. Well, you have to answer for the sins. Still have to answer for the evil. And again, they'll make jokes about it, but they're serious with their jokes. So when we joke about something like someone's disability or God forbid, a stand-up comedian makes a joke about Puerto Rico that literally has a problem with garbage disposal, has a problem with their garbage dumps. A lighthearted joke poking at the self-deprecation of the situation, making light of a scary thing. Oh, we got to get real fucking serious about it. Which kind of brings me to my next topic a little bit. Because again, it's taking life way too serious. And we can do it on the right too. It happens on the right. Oh my God. There's been this accusation that's floating around that there's this leak of a video of left-winger Destiny having a sexual relationship with Nick Fuentes. And again, I try my best not to talk about Nick Fuentes on this show, and yet now here's the second mention of it because it's all over my Twitter feed. Quite frankly, look, it's obviously a troll. Obviously a troll. Somebody's trolling. Don't fall for it. But yeah, there's been some interesting debates. Feel free to check out the internet and see what people are saying about it. But I've also I've been privy to seeing some other things involving Nick Fuentes. Another little row, another little controversy he seems to have dug up in the last few days that has now spread to a lot of places on Twitter. Are you all familiar with the wife Jack meme? Y'all familiar with this? Oh my God. Share it on the screen. The wife Jack. And here's the thing. So just like the left wing has taken Nick Fuentes being a fucking troll on the internet and made a whole goddamn feminist movement, and now they're hiding in fear at night. The conservative men want control of their bodies. Nick Fuentes has essentially called this meme out as boomer humor. And so if you're not familiar with this meme, the idea is you post this picture of the wife Jack, which is this chick. And then you capture it with some cutesy but a little weird thing a woman might say. Right? Like here's one from a wife Jack dedicated Twitter account. Let's put up the Christmas tree tomorrow. There's a cat sticking out of the Christmas tree. It's November 30th. So yeah, it's literally, men don't care as much about putting up the Christmas tree. Although in my house, it's kind of opposite. I wanted my fucking tree. My lady could care less. But it's typically the family centric stuff. But it's a way of saying women are weird, but women are weird in cute ways, and that's why we like them. Women are weird in ways that, like, they're not really weird. They think of things different than men think about. So here's another one here. It's usually $800, but I bought it for $200, so I saved $600. So yeah, men don't usually think that way. They spent $200 fucking dollars. Oh, let's see here. What else we got? But anyway, so again, people are calling it boomer humor. They're saying that it's that these memes are fucking simping for women or simping for imperfect women or something. Okay, so wait a minute. So here, well, I guess I hate fucking doing this. Here's fucking Nick Fuentes.
So fun. Oh my gosh. My wife's this is like sitcom for millennials. This is like Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, okay. So again, the idea is that they're not funny. They're not supposed to be funny. Right? There are some memes that split your fucking sides, sure. But 80% of memes on the internet are fucking bullshit dad humor anyway. Like that's the point of the conservative movement. Is yes, we like bullshit dad humor. Look at me. I'm literally sitting in front of thousands of dollars of fucking comic books. And just because I just criticized someone 10 minutes ago for not having a thick enough skin to see past one-dimensional humor, there's a fucking middle ground where not every fucking meme has to have fucking four-dimensional chess built in. Where everything has to have like super fucking dedicated irony. It's not that serious. They're fucking memes. They're fucking internet comments. They're not that fucking serious. And yet, this is actually a conversation happening now on Twitter where people are discussing the social commentary of what this meme means in modern day America. Huh? And again, maybe, just maybe, some of it's what the women were afraid of. That men are just like, no, it's time to be super fucking sexist. We can't like women. I don't know, man. Yes, Kash Patel has been announced as Trump's pick for FBI director. Fuck yeah. Oh, Babylon Bee. Check this out. Babylon Bee, Kamala's 2028 campaign is already 700 million in debt. Of course, that's parody. That's parody. Oh, man. So we're getting close to an hour and a half into the show. And I've already done like a good 4 fucking rants now. Oh, what is this shit on Screen Rant? Let's explore some Batman together, why don't we? Here's something on Screen Rant. Batman overhauled his biology, erasing one of his key weaknesses. Bruce Wayne's been in the hero business for, this is by Madeline Champa. So, all right. So here we have a woman reading Batman and commenting on it. Bruce Wayne has been in the hero business for a long time. Not even Batman can escape the effects of aging on his body until now. Batman has just taken a risky solution for his advancing age and taking it forever, has forever altered his biology in a way that might even put him on par with Superman. Detective Comics by Tom Taylor. Batman wrestles with whether or not he should take a de-aging serum. Oh my God. See, this is why I quit reading the new Batman comics. Tom fucking Taylor. Look, all respect to Scott Snyder for, oh, excuse me. Oh, belched right in the fucking microphone. Sorry, folks. All respect to Scott Snyder. What he did with Court of Owls was amazing. And Black Mirror was amazing. But Scott Snyder forever changed the approach to writing a Batman comic. And then he doubled and tripled down on it. And he made it so far out of fucking the basis of reality. And don't get me wrong, he was just kind of following up on what Grant Morrison started with the whole dying and coming back to life shit. But the appeal of Batman is that he's a normal fucking human being. Normal fucking human being. But his brain, his fucking brain is his superpower. His determination, his fucking autism. And there I go talking about a disability. No. I'm half joking when I say autism because it's his unnatural ability to focus on several things at once and perfect them. That's Batman's superpower. To see, know, and experience as many disciplines as he possibly can to prepare for any outcome. The idea that, now he's just going to take drugs. Dude, we've been there before. There's a story called Venom right there. That was about Batman taking drugs that would enhance his ability to do his, no. Yeah, no. Fuck that. Tom Taylor's just going to go the other way. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm glad I don't read current Batman. So I need to fill another 15 minutes. Or should we do 2 Love Don't Judge? Should we do 2 of the Love Don't Judge? Anyone out there? I think I'm going to have to. By the way, so I've made some changes to my shelves. If anyone's interested, I guess I'll just talk about myself for a few minutes. I've made some changes to the way I do my shelves over here, and this is probably not going to be the last change. Sometime in the next couple of weeks, I'm probably going to make a bunch more changes. I might get rid of all my DVDs. You can't really see the DVDs in the camera frame. But so you got this shelf under the Christmas tree is my non-DC comics. I guess there's a Batman comic down there just because it's of its shape, but I'm gonna wind up moving it too. But as of right now, this shelf is all stuff I've recently purchased but have not had a chance to read yet. I think I'm gonna keep that as a gimmick for the show. Usually I've been putting stuff, my new purchases, I just kind of put them on display there, but I may start just doing it there. Cause I kind of like, having those shelves pretty full, and might be moving the Superman over to this shelf and taking these big hard covers and doing something else with them because I think they'll fit better over there. Problem is this bookshelf down here under the Christmas tree. That one and the top shelf of that can't handle the tall books. The what do you call them? The deluxe editions or the omnibuses. Those tall hardcovers won't fit on either of those shelves. So I've got this spatial conundrum where I've got all these DVDs I need to find somewhere to put. Hey, we got Demon's Wrath in the chat over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome. Demon's Wrath, you came a little late. I have expired most of what I had to talk about. We're about to jump into the Love Don't Judge. A little bit early, but yeah, I've been on rants about just media narratives, people being haters. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry, sometimes I like to just glance at the newer ones because we never do the new ones here. Hey, Sanglance still out there saying yo to Demon's Wrath. Okay, let's do this one. So, in case anyone on demand or anyone might be lurking out there is not familiar with the Love Does Admonish segment of Mild's Culture Plate, give you a little recap here. On Mild's Culture Plate, we like to watch this YouTube channel every Saturday called Love Don't Judge. And it's about unique relationships that they've received online haters that they may or may not deserve. And so we here at Mild's Culture Plate like to examine the story that they're telling and read between the lines and say, hey, well, maybe there is something here that deserves a little admonishment. And maybe there's reasons why you might have haters. And so today on the show, Demon's Rest says the demon is late, never late, nor is he early. Arrives precisely when everyone is clearing the tables. Yes. Fun times. Okay, so today on Love Does Admonish, we're going to check out this one called I'm in love with my son's friend, Love Don't Judge.
This is 40-year-old Tanya. She fell in love with 22-year-old Josue.
Neither of us have been in an age-gap relationship before.
The couple met through Tanya's son, sparking much controversy about their age gap relationship.
Okay, so she's 40, he's 22. Look, this is going to get into it, and this seems overblown. This seems overblown. You know, we on this show we covered what's his name, Bill Belichick and his very young girlfriend. And again, my rule of thumb is as long as they're above the age of consent, which this gentleman clearly is, and like try your best not to do any damage. The campfire rule. Leave it as good as you found it or better. Anyway, let's met through her son.
Yeah, people were literally saying like, "Oh, R.I.P. your son."
The pair began posting about their relationship online, and their unusual romance went viral.
I made a simple little video. Everybody lost their minds, and it blew up overnight. But things that actually made me cry and want to take down the video is constantly them saying that I groomed him, because I definitely didn't groom him. I am grateful for you.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
really
Yeah,
am.
don't groom them when they're
No,
underage.
seriously. You do way more for me than I could ever possibly do for you. And that's an honest truth. We met around the end of 2018. We met through my sons.
The couple met through Tanya's teenage.
Look, here's what I will say. For 40, she's actually not. I mean, yeah, it's girthy bitch and straight garbage, but like there are women that age that, I mean, a lot of women are missing teeth by that point. And I say that as a man in my 40s. Like there's a lot of us. Like I know I've got this scar on my nose. Like I'm a train wreck myself. I'm using this self-deprecatingly, right? By age 40, a lot of us look like we've been run through the ringer. She's got at least some youthfulness somewhat to her, but yeah, Ohio. Are they in Ohio? Oh shit, did I miss that?
End of 2018, we met through my sons.
The couple met through Tanya's teenage son.
We met when I was dropping my sons off at his house one day. Our relationship changed from friendship to us dating in the beginning of 2020. So we've been together for nearly 2 years now, and it's honestly been the happiest 2 years of my life. Neither of us have been in an age gap relationship before. This is the first time for us.
Man, she talks
I don't
fucking quiet. I
necessarily
got the volume
recommend
up all the
age-gap
way.
relationships for other people. I don't.
Only if it's meant to be.
Yes, but it works for us.
Did that
When the
get louder
romance
for
became
y'all?
serious between the two, Tanya was concerned about how her children might react to her new boyfriend.
When I told my children,
Yeah, I gotta admit, Demon's Wrath, that's a little fucking sus. Yeah. That does feel a little groomy.
that Josue and I were dating, at first they were a little emotional. They looked up to Josue. I feel like he was kind of a big brother mentor role for them.
That's even more sus.
A lot of things for them and with them.
I love being a stepdad. I mean, I have a big bond with the two babies.
Oh, are they married
It was
now?
hard at
Wait,
first,
he's not wearing a ring, but she kind of
it's
is.
easy now, and we do a lot of stuff like activities and all that. And I just know one day, if something was to happen to her, God forbid, they're coming with me. They're my babies forever. So
For fun, Tanya and Josue started posting videos about their relationship on TikTok.
I made a simple little video, vibing and having fun. The video went viral. Everybody lost their minds on TikTok, and it blew up overnight. And I was like, what is this? We had like 1 million views in one day. After
Yeah, her
that
teeth
point,
are kind of fucked
we
up.
were just like,
My bad.
we gotta make TikToks. We gotta keep going. One of my favorites, this one right here.
What? Oh no.
Since we started posting on TikTok from our first video.
Okay, so wait a minute. So I got to go back to that for a second. Yeah, this right there. That's fucking unnecessary. Yes, he's helping raise his friend's baby brothers. Oh my God. And this is fucking unnecessary. Like, I get it. Just post a video or a picture of you both kissing. You don't need to make a whole fucking TikTok of oh, we're fucking so horny. We're so fucking horny.
From our first video until now, we get a lot of comments. Some are good, some are not so good. I'm just gonna go through some of the bad ones with you. Do you seriously think this is okay? If it was the other way around, if it was a man, the man would be accused of breeding, which breeding?
Yeah, they meant grooming.
I think he meant grooming, and grooming is literally not at all what this is. Josue is a
Yeah, but they didn't say it's what it is. They said that's what a man would be accused of if he were doing it. Like, you're taking the disingenuousness. Same thing I've been complaining about the whole show. You're taking the disingenuousness of the internet and taking it too fucking seriously and too literal, and you're self-identifying as the fucking thing. And again, maybe, just maybe, Demon's Wrath is on to something, and thou doth protest too much, young lady.
consenting adult and was a consenting adult when we first met. So, in my opinion, this comment doesn't even apply.
I think it's stupid. I mean, I'm a grown man, so that's
I'm,
false.
I'm a grown man.
And let's go with this one.
I mean, look, you're
Man-
22, dude. You're 22. And let me just say this. At the age of 22, I myself had 2 children. I was too fucking young. I was too fucking young to have jumped straight from fucking sophomore year of high school into being a father and working full time, taking whatever fucking job paid the goddamn bills. And, you know, I grew up too fast. But that was my whole life. I grew up too fast. Age 14, I was doing drugs. Age 16, I was drinking heavily. You know, but by age 17, I had already partied my life away and wanted to fucking calm down, settle down, and fall in love. And then I did. And then you know, youth pregnancy. Dude, you're 22. And now you're playing this role as father and husband. Sangla says, I was expecting the teacher wild card. Oh, we still have we're only halfway through the video. I bet there's a plot twist left in here somewhere. But yeah, she's still claiming everything's innocent. Oh God, she kind of got look at those fingers. Look at those fingers. Anyway. All right. Still reading comments on the internet and judging them very fucking literal.
Just looking for a roof over his head.
Before I got here, I already had a roof over my head. I came here for her.
It's just opinions.
Yeah,
Everybody
but your
has
parents'
their
roof don't count.
Yeah, people were literally saying like, "Oh, R.I.P. your son."
Sometimes they'll talk bad and then it starts supporting within 20 minutes.
Yeah, we've had commenters that we recognized early on that would say horrible things, and then now they're our top supporters. We don't hate.
Imagine that. Okay, so you know, you folks who've been here a while, you know one of my mottos is outlast haters. I just put it in the upper right-hand corner of the screen there. Outlast haters. You know, I've been talking about the misogynistic comments online. You know what? If you don't feed the trolls, and let them know that they've gotten under your skin, they won't get under your skin then. They eventually realize, hey, this might be entertaining to go on the journey with you. But if you take the tactic we saw earlier and just accuse people of, hey,
hate anyone. We don't think that
you're misogynistic,
their opinion is
you're
their
ableist.
opinion, but it doesn't affect us. We're still going to be together whether they want us
They
to
could
or
be
not.
talking over there, but we're going to be over here having our good life. So that's all that matters.
I mean, obviously, if you see in the videos that my kids are happy and still vibing with you, yeah, they may have felt different in the beginning, but they got used to us. And
we have a very strong bond.
Okay, but I gotta wonder, what happened to Dad? She's got 3 fucking kids. One of them's the same age as you, bro. What happened to Dad? Why isn't Dad in the picture? Now, granted, I still leave open the possibility. I know a lot of shit dads out there. There are a lot of shit dads out there. I get it. Maybe this is one of those situations where Dad was just shit. Where Dad went out for cigarettes 20 years ago, well, I guess that one kid was pretty fucking young. I'm curious how many dads there are now. Because if she's got one kid as old as him and then two younger ones. Sangling 86 says, ever see She's the One? I don't know. Maybe I have. Fuck.
All the hate the pair have gotten due to their age gap, the couple are going strong. Not long ago,
Wait.
Tanya was also
He
surprised
proposed
with
to
a
her on a
question,
shitty
and she
TikTok
said
video?
yes.
My plan for the future is to get big in music and take her out of here and move. Oh,
no, he didn't. No, he didn't just say my plan for the future is to get big in music and take her out of here. Did I hear that right? Great soundtracks fully scored by Tom Petty. Oh, all right. Oh, man. And we're not supposed to judge you for being young. That's something a 22-year-old would say is I'm going to make it big. Yeah, it's not till you get closer to 30 till you realize, no, my lot in life is to work hard.
Move somewhere else and just live healthy and wealthy, pretty much.
Wealthy.
I'm gonna make it one day, and she's gonna have everything in the world, and we're all gonna live happy. That's my goal, and that's what I want to do.
The message I want to put out to the world by sharing our story is just that we're just a couple in love, and I don't necessarily think people should view us as necessarily just an age gap couple, because we're so much more than that.
Oh, my Lord. You're so much more than that. But your plan for the future, you've got 3 fucking kids and you're engaged to be married. You got a wedding to pay for. And yeah, like Sanglen said, it's a show and they're splitting the cash. Yeah, that's why they're doing the TikToks. That lady's well on their way to being big. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those fingers, dude. Those fingers. Yeah, he does not realize what he signed up for. And that's what I mean by the campfire rule. Cuz a relationship like this, there's got to be you say you're consenting adults, but consent is informed. Lady, you're in your 40s, you have a lot of history, and I'm sure the two of you have talked a lot about it. And I know the last thing a 22-year-old wants is for the grown-ups in their life to tell them how hard and challenging it is to be an adult. But my friend, if you think you're going to make it big in music and get rich and take her out of poverty, she's a single mother of 3 kids. How far out of poverty do you think you're going to take this family? Ride that gravy train. Yeah, well, they're definitely making a lot of gravy in that household. Oh my God. More power to them. I mean, ladies in your 40s, if you can get it, get it. Let's do another one. Let's do one more Love Don't Judge, just because I suck at preparing for a show. My idea was I would have all day on Saturday to prepare for a show. And then we got like 3.5 inches of snow today. And I had got called into work to do some emergency snow stuff. And yeah, when I thought I would have time to do more research for the show, I wound up not having quite as much. So that's why the show kind of sucks today. I'm sorry. Let's see, what else do we have here for Love Don't Judge? 9 months ago, 11 months ago. Okay, now we're getting into the stuff that's over a year old. Here we go. Let's do this. I'm 28 and he's 70, so another age gap. And it's not for a green card. I'm 28 and he's 70, and it's not for a green card. Love, don't judge.
This is 28-year-old Jackie. She fell in love with 70-year-old David.
We are in love.
And there are 42 years between us.
The couple met in the Philippines 7 years ago and got married after Jackie moved to the US.
We found each other, and we hope that others who watch us on TikTok draw hope and inspiration from that.
But not everyone believes their happiness and love is genuine.
We received a number of negative
it could be a
comments.
little of both.
What are you doing, Grandpa, with her?
I am a gold digger.
A green card digger.
My family was...
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
it's great.
delusion.
It's hot, but it's not too hot. My name is David, and I'm 70 years old.
My name is Jackie. I'm 28 years old. We are in love.
And there is a 42-year age gap between us. I'm retired. Jackie has a job.
At our local drugstore.
And we've been together for more than 6 years.
At the Walgreens?
We met in October of 2016 when I was in the Philippines. I was using a dating site. One day I saw your profile. I practically jumped out of my chair. I was so impressed by what I saw.
I got his message and it's like,
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. Look at that. I mean, Demon's Wrath just called it. Demon's Wrath just called it. This is a woman. And again, I hate to play into the stereotype of the show and just be the same haters that they're talking about. But Demon's Wrath is onto something with this. Because I've noticed there seems to be a whole segment of women who they get this thousand cock stare, as it's called by some people. They get sort of numb to the idea of being with men, around men, and you have a man who treats you a little better than the other men do, like this gentleman's doing. And it's just part of their soul is dead, but then there's this other part of their soul that's running in the background like a computer with all the fucking processes running in the background of a computer that's fucking overanalyzing everything in the background while her main consciousness is putting on the main program, right? You're playing World of Warcraft in the front ground and she's smiling and she's interacting and she's being a whole ass person. But the computer back here is processing some other shit because she's seen some shit. And she's doing like several calculations a minute in the background. Sir Mix-a-Lot reference. Maybe. Almost jumped up. I don't know. We'll see.
and like, okay. And we met.
We met for the first time in person at a Starbucks.
At a
It was
Starbucks.
fun.
It was fun.
I did
Fellas.
not review his profile. I don't have idea how he looks like.
Maybe that worked to my advantage that you didn't know what I looked like before we met for the first time.
Oh, so they met
But it all
online.
worked out in the end.
After like 2 or 3 days,
Yes.
we met again. It was fun. I can tell that he's really gentleman. He's really nice. So.
We got together 2 or 3 more times before I returned to the
Yeah.
United States.
Yeah.
You were 21 at the
Yes.
time, and I was.
She was 21 at the time. And dude, bro, I call bullshit like a motherfucker. You met online. She didn't know what you look like. You went to a Starbucks and met her there. And then you had to travel. Dude, I'm calling such bullshit.
Was 63 at the time. No, age wasn't a big factor in my search. It just happened to be that in Jackie's case, she happened to be much younger than me. But again, her profile was so appealing that I just had to go for it. And it was
Her
in
profile
January
was so appealing.
2017 that I returned to the Philippines.
Yes.
It was during that second trip to the Philippines where I proposed to you, and thankfully you said yes.
No.
And then I think it was in October when you actually received the visa.
Yes.
And then came to the United States and then got married in February of
2018.
Yes.
So this is my wedding dress. When I wear this dress on my wedding day, I feel like I'm happy with the dress, and then I'm happy with the person that I married. Our wedding day was fun. It was the best day of my life.
I'm
My
speechless,
parents
guys.
and my siblings couldn't make it here because they're in the Philippines. Dave's friends and sister-in-law was here, so I was okay about it.
Did you see her eyes when she was talking about her family? Did you see the dismissed look on her face? I want you to look at that again. Watch every time she mentions her family here. Like, watch.
My siblings couldn't
Like, she talks about how awesome her wedding day is and then talks about her family here.
make it here because they're in the Philippines. Dave's friends and sister-in-law was here, so I was okay about it.
Such a dismissed, defeated look.
My family they are very supportive, and my friends also, yes. I won't regret when I married Dave because he's a really nice man. He loved me, he respects me, so he's the best. So about age gap, I don't have any problem at all.
I had concerns about the age gap, but it wasn't from my perspective. It was from Jackie's perspective. So when I was courting Jackie, I would constantly remind her about the age gap, and I would remind her that I'm older than her parents. You know, every time we got together, especially at the beginning, I would say to Jackie, "Are you sure you want to go through with this?" And every time, without hesitation, Jackie would answer, "Yes, I do."
Look at the dress!
Wow, your wedding dress. You look as beautiful today as you did back then.
Oh, God.
That's great.
I go back to Philippines at least once a year.
She's been here now almost 6 years, and she's made a wonderful adjustment to life in the United States. And I think part of that stems from the fact that she likes it here. These photos are priceless. Gosh, everything came off just perfectly that day. Took a lot of courage on her part to make the move. She was leaving the only life that she ever knew.
Yeah.
She was leaving her family and friends, and that took a lot of courage and spoke a lot about her.
And she did it for you, allegedly.
At the time my mother was still alive, she really loved you.
I know. That's why she gave me this ring.
This ring that was a family heirloom. This was been passed down through the years. Now it sits on your finger.
I think this is older than me.
Yes, probably older than me too.
You're the best, love.
Probably older
Jackie,
than
do you
me.
remember when
But
you
you don't know
first
for
saw
sure.
my late father's LP collection?
Yeah.
It just blew your mind.
It's a lot. It's amazing because I haven't seen this in my life. So when I saw, like, I was amazed. It was a lot. What do you call the thing that you're gonna play with this?
It needs a needle.
I'll set this for 1 minute. Okay?
And of course, as every woman on Love Don't Judge is either on TikTok or OnlyFans. And yeah, it's all happy until she sees his collection of nerd stuff, right? His record collection that his father passed on to him. And then she's a little confused and doesn't really know a whole lot about him. Yeah, that's a good question. And then Singlet says, blue pill dispenser, he's got in a Pez toy. And then, yeah, how much money goes back to her family, says Demon's Wrath. That's a good question. One that, of course, they're not going to answer.
Okay. I'll do 5 seconds and I'll back out. You do 5 seconds and back out, and then we'll do it together.
Yes, sir. At first, I made a video online just for fun during the lockdown. But last year, we decided to upload more videos of us together to like inspire other people who are in age gap relationships.
Hey, he's doing the Trump dance.
I think this is going to take a little bit of editing.
Young
I
man.
think that was probably better.
Good.
It's been a very interesting experience, to say the least. That was a good video, Jamie.
I'll post now.
Overall, we've received very positive judgments.
Yeah.
That's not to say that every comment that comes in is positive. That's not the case.
Yeah, of course
So
not.
wrong on many label. He's my sugar daddy. They're
Yeah.
using each other for their
wrong with
own
sugar
personal gain. A green card digger. I am a gold digger.
Green
Money
card
is
digger.
green, and so are green cards.
What are you doing, Grandpa, with her?
Lucky grandpa.
Some of
There's
the
money
negative
involved
comments
in
are
that
kind
deal.
of clever.
Wait, did that say love you long time?
Some of the negative comments.
Oh, love you long time, or when he dies, I think it said. Or until the old coot. Yeah, I did. I couldn't see the rest of it.
Some of the negative
Or the old coot dies, which shouldn't be too long now.
comments are kind of clever.
And I'm not that really affected because it's not true. I know myself, that I'm not a gold digger.
Hey, she's
Right.
outlasting the
I
haters.
pay most of the bills, but Jackie
The
has
online
a
comments
job
don't affect me.
Support my family.
to support
So
her
again, you watch enough of these, and it's like, okay, so why the fuck are so many people wanting to moderate online hate when some of the most vile shit gets spewed at these fucking people on here, and every one of them says, "It don't affect me. I still love you."
family. And I'm so happy to have you as my wife. I'm so happy to be your husband. My life has improved dramatically since we met each other.
And you know what else has improved dramatically? Pfizer stock from all the Viagra you're buying.
I just couldn't be happier.
Thank you.
If the two people love each other, if they want to go through life together, age is just a number.
No.
Something
No,
great
it's not.
happened to Jackie and I.
Yeah.
We found each other.
Age is not just a number. And look, yeah, you've got life insurance, right? She's going to be in her 30s hoeing around with life insurance money and United States permanent residency. She's playing the long game, bro.
Together, despite long odds against that happening.
He's honest, he's thoughtful, he's very smart, he's the best.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, this should have been called. It's not for a green card. It should have just been called blue pill or blue pills and green cards. Anyway, so that's going to be the show for today. Again, I'm not sure about the schedule moving forward. I'm going to be honest. If we keep getting crazy weather like this, then this schedule is not going to work either. And I'm going to need to make some really rash decisions. I'm not going to do that right now because, again, this is so fresh in my mind of trying to pull this off and having to resort to doing double love, don't judge. So yeah, I'm going to be processing a little bit of what to do about the show moving forward. So be on the lookout down in the social media, down in the description for an announcement in the coming days. I can't promise when I'm going to be online next. It probably will be next Saturday. I may wind up doing a show sometime through the week. No guarantees, but keep an eye on the social media down in the description. I'll come to a better decision. I'll come to a better something. But anyway, finding content has been a bitch. Finding content that I really want to talk about has been kind of a bitch. But I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue moving forward. Demon's Rest says it'll be funny when she realizes his will stipulates she has to be buried with him. Oh, God. That's amazing. So anyway, yeah, that's the show for today. Keep an eye down on the social media for when the next show is going to be. Please, on your way out, click that like button. If you're new here, subscribe. Sorry if the schedule's a little inconsistent as of right now. I definitely will have some stability after the first of the year, but for now, I'm not quite sure what things are going to be looking like in the coming weeks. So please stay tuned and follow me on social media so you'll know when a show's been had and when you can tune in to the next Miles Culture Plate. Please do come back, chat like Demon's Wrath and Sanglant has today. It definitely makes the show 10 times better when we have audience participation. That's 98% of the reason I do this, for the audience participation. The other 2% is so that I can grow. And you can help do that by subscribing and following and all that stuff and spreading the word on social media. And if you're new here, watch a second video. Watch some of my old stuff. See what I had to talk about way back when. Until next time, folks, take care of yourselves and each other. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. Have a wonderful weekend. And again, hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. I'll catch you next time on Miles Culture Plate. Good night, everybody.